Welcome to the Ladies Kickin Ass podcast, where we help you ignite your inner badass and create the service business of your dreams. I'm your host, Tanya Wilson, and together we'll dive into inspiring stories and expert coaching to set your journey on fire. Hey there, badasses. Welcome back to the podcast today. Today, I want to take just a quickie moment. And as I'm sitting over here, anxiously freaking out, I'm so excited that tomorrow is the Powerhouse Women's event. It is something that I look forward to every single year. If you do not listen to the Powerhouse Women podcast with Lindsay Schwartz, please tune into it. It's so awesome. It is just one of those feel-good podcasts that has badass ladies on it. And it also is just a great mindset podcast. Lindsay has this incredible way of just talking to your soul. I think it's the Midwest girl in her. And I just absolutely love it and love to shout that out as much as possible. She's an incredible person, and she's as warm and awesome in person as she is on that podcast. But every year she does this incredible event called Powerhouse Women Event. And it is where there are incredible women that show up and talk to your heart, your soul, your dreams, your mind, your ambitions, your insecurities, literally talks about everything that makes us who we are as women. And I was just sitting here really thinking about it this morning, so geeking out and excited about it, looking at my new shoes that I bought for my event. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to jump on. I'm going to record a podcast real quick. And let's talk just a few minutes about what it looks like to have an incredible peer group, what it looks like to have incredible women in your life. If you're anything like me, and you've been building a business for a particular time, and you're a mom, especially a single mom, and you just feel like, shit, I need some friends. This really, really hit me one day when I was taking my daughter to high school. And she's talking about her friends, and she's talking about her life, and she's going to do this weekend, and she's going to do that, and she's involved in so much stuff. And I'm like, Tanya, you need to get some friends. You need to focus on that. And I know I've almost had this as I don't want to say a badge of honor, but just I'm too busy for that. I'm too busy to have a girlfriends, and I'm too busy to have this ladies group thing. And I'm just too busy because I was busy doing everything else. I wasn't too busy. It just wasn't a priority in my life. And as my kids are getting older and they don't need me to be by their side all the time, I really realize more than ever how much my soul desperately needs to have those women friends. So really the last couple of years, I have went to town trying to make this happen in my life. Hence the podcast. This is where I was like, I don't really have a table to pull a seat or a table where I could pull a chair up and be like, yeah, I'm here and I want to contribute. So I'm going to create one. And that's where the podcast came from. I decided that I wasn't just going to sit around anymore and wait for people to invite me to shit. I was going to create something that I could invite other people to. I was going to become the inviter instead of sitting around waiting for someone to say, boom, you want to come with me to this? Hey, I got a ticket. Do you want to do this? Hey, do you want to be on this podcast? Create your own shit if you can't find it, right? So that's what I did. And I will tell you that I've met incredible, beautiful women through this podcast. But what I've also been able to do too is open my own mindset to being involved in other people's stuff. And by stuff, I mean, it could be going to a yoga event. It could be going to a mindset event. It could be going to a journaling event. It could be going to paint pottery somewhere. It could be going to do goddess yoga, which scares me to death because I just am not that flowy feminine woman. I feel like a robot and stuff like that because I tend to be a little rigid sometimes. That's why I know that my soul needs that even more so. So I've really opened up to other opportunities that are around me, and through that have been able to build a beautiful friend group that I didn't even know I needed. I can't imagine not having my incredible women peer group that I have right now. I have women in my life that I can build amazing things with. I have incredible women in my life I can learn from. I have an incredible community of women that I can help mentor and help them build the dream business. I feel so fulfilled in my women peer group right now. It's something that I've never ever had in my life. And so, what I want to do with you today is just have a conversation, just four simple little things to observe in your current peer group and really dream about what you want your peer group to look like. Because the only limitation to creating that peer group is you, babe. That's it. You're the only one because women are out there. I know in my head, I had told myself, like, all women are clingy, and then I have to call them and talk to them every day, and we can't talk about business. We got to talk about our kids, or I got to have like a mom group friend and a business group and all this stuff. No, there are badass ladies just like you that maybe are in the home service industry. Maybe they're not in it at all. Maybe they're health and wellness coaches, and you own a cleaning business. Maybe they are online coaches, and maybe you have a septic company. Maybe you have a plumbing company. It's really thinking outside of the box and not thinking that your circle has to look just like you. I'm going to let you sit with that one for a minute because if you start evaluating, you might notice that a lot of the people in your circle are just like you. And I would challenge you, number one, to evaluate that circle of influence in your life. You know, they say that you are a combination of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I heard this recently on a podcast that someone challenged that and said, no, I don't believe that. I believe that you are setting yourself up by the friend group or the culture group that you are around, dependent upon the least ambitious person in that group. Because if non-ambitious or non-growing people are in that circle, people tend to lower their expectations, lower the accountability. It's kind of like if you go golfing and you go golfing with really great golfers, at the end of the golf round, you're like, holy shit, that was the best round of golf ever. If I go golfing with some of my girlfriends where we just go to have margaritas and hang out outside, it's not a good golf game at all. It's like that. You need to be around people that are at the temperature or higher than where you want to be. People that are as ambitious or as goal-oriented or as growth-oriented as you are or higher, because that's where we become challenged to do that. I speak this way because most of the ladies that listen to this podcast are very growth oriented and really striving to achieve amazing, amazing things in their lives. And that doesn't always have to be your business. That could be financial. That could be peace. That could be spending more time with your kids. But if you're around people that where you don't have any accountability with them, it's just human nature to kind of chill. Something I have really been able to do in the last year is really elevate that chill factor in my friendship group. I have women that are constantly talking about building something. I have women that are not scared to put themselves out on social media and record over 100 days in a row. Nancy and Nancy, I'm so proud of you. I have incredible women that want to collaborate and do cool things together. Nicole and I are putting on a business course for women that just want to start a business, but they don't know what step one is. These are things we can help with. I learned so much by collaborating with other incredible women, and that's what this community is all about. And this is what we will continue to build in this community because I want y'all to know that you have somebody that you can talk to about your big dreams. My sweet friend Taylor is building an incredible membership and community for mothers that are starting their business. She is an incredible businesswoman. She's also a mom and she homeschools her kids. And I don't know how the hell she does it all, but that's what she does is she's built a community to help teach women how to do what she does. It's launching this week, by the way. So she is definitely somebody that's been on my mind all week. We've been tossing ideas back and forth about my membership that's going to be coming up, her membership that she just launched. What do you think about this? You've got to be able to have people in your life that you can do that stuff with. So evaluating that current circle that you're in, do you have people you can dream with? Do you have people in your circle that you can be vulnerable with? Do you feel like in your current circle, you can tell people your big, crazy dream ideas and that they're going to support you? Or do you have the latter where you feel like they will think it's dumb or that they'll discourage you in an effort to keep them safe because of their own insecurities? Do you have people that have been doing the same thing year after year after year after year with no hopes and dreams and goals of building anything for themselves? Or having something for themselves. Doesn't have to be a business. That's not what I'm talking about here. Just something that they can own and something that they can be a wonderful advocate of. It may be a nonprofit, it may be a volunteer group, but they're striving to make a difference. And I think that's one of the most important things for me right now in my circle of influence, my circle of girlfriends, my community. Are you trying to make something better for someone else? Do you have a service heart and mind? Are you wanting to give back? Are you wanting to contribute? Do you want to see badass things happen in the world? Do you want to help our youth understand that they are worthy just the way they are and that they don't have to find it and seek it in other people? These are the people that I want to have in my friend group. Number two, I would highly encourage you that if you are in a niche business or if you are searching to find people that you can share strategies with that are more industry specific, that you find those people. You seek out like minded individuals, you seek out like business individuals. And the reason that I say this is you will find people in that group that you can help, which fills your cup in another way. You will also find people there you can collaborate with. You will also find people there that you can aspire and learn and be mentored by. It may be people that maybe they have a business that's 3 times the size of yours, and that's a place that you desire to be at some point, and so you can learn from them. I just recorded an incredible podcast that will be coming out here soon, but there was a conversation that we were having about how she had learned tactics from a landscaping company and incorporated that into her home cleaning business. But it was something outside of the box that nobody in the home cleaning business had been doing. Pretty cool. Number three that I would highly, highly recommend that you consider when evaluating what your current peer circle looks like is cultivating mutually beneficial relationships. And this one, ladies, I'm talking directly to you. I know there's some men that listen to this podcast, but I know this is something that women sometimes we struggle with because we do have that empathy. We do have that service heart that is just like ingrained into our DNA. But when we are working with people or we have friends, if you need to have it to where it balances back and forth. And I'm not saying it's going to be 50-50 or 100-100 all the time, like they tell you with your marriage. It's just the fact that you have somebody that you can work with, that you are learning from, that you can do stuff with. It's about reciprocity of what you know, what they know, what you can learn from them, what you get. Many times as women, we find ourselves in friendships that you can say, I feel like I'm pouring into them a hell of a lot more than they're ever pouring into me. Now, if you're coaching them and mentoring them, that's not what I'm talking about right here. I'm talking about you have the friend that always, always, always needs you to do something for them. But when you ask them for that courtesy favor back, they're always too busy to show up for you. Stop tolerating people in your life that don't show up for you. I know that sounds harsh, but if you go back and audit your calendar, and I'm talking about myself right now, I go back and audit my calendar on Sundays and look at what I did the week before. Most of the time that I have spent this year has been helping people do stuff, sometimes for free or at the cost of what I was wanting to accomplish that day anyways. This shit has to stop, ladies, if we really want to be able to build and to have the things and create the things that we want to do. My schedule today is to work on my rebrand of my Ladies Kickin Ass website. I told a group of my accountability buddies I was launching this thing today. Something that I'm working through right now. I have cleared my day and I am doing nothing but working on this website because I intend to have at least a few pages of this website done to launch today. We can always add to it. But I made a commitment and I was going to do that. And although there's laundry that needs to be done at my house, and I really should go to my office and check on people because my son's been sick for the last 2 days and I've been working from home, are things going to still run if I'm not there? Yes. Sometimes we involve ourselves in a lot of stuff that we don't need to be involved in. We have to stop that shit. If you're building a team and you have people you have hired to do things for you, let them do their job. They don't need you to come in and babysit them or check in or do all of this stuff. There's plenty of ways to communicate with people. Slack, text, send them an email, do something. They know that you're watching, they know that you care, but you don't have to physically be there at the cost of what you're wanting to accomplish that day. If you find yourself in relationships with people that are not mutually beneficial, that you're not getting something to put into your soul, into your business from that relationship, and it just seems to be a time and a soul suck, you got to reevaluate those things. Maybe we make less time for them. That doesn't mean that they have to not be your friends anymore. But if you go to a lunch that is completely exhausting and you're like, I don't feel filled up after I leave this place, reconsider that next time. And I know this sounds really harsh, but in order for us to get where we want to go, we have to look at these things harshly. We have to audit our life a lot more frequently than we actually do to make sure that we're not allowing time to pass us by without doing the things that we say we're going to do. The last thing that I would recommend, number 4, is to embrace diversity of thought and experiences with people. Like I said, my friend Nicole has become a dear friend to me recently. We're working on a like-minded business project. But there's something about her that I love so much and I'm becoming more open to. I have been a woman of a construction trades industry for so long that I can often very much wear my masculine energy far too much and too long. I think a lot of us women that are business owners tend to do that, can sometimes tend to bring that home with us, can tend to show up that way when we don't need to. But it's almost become our default for us. And being around people for me, like my friend Nicole, like my friend Kelsey, that are so calm and that they take time for themselves and they take time for fitness and nutrition and mindset and meditation and just feeling themselves. It is something I've needed in my life more than I can ever explain to you. Because I'm in such go mode all the time that I'm like, I don't have time for that shit. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. Grab a snack, run out the door, you know? At the end of the day, you don't feel good. At the end of the day, do you feel like you? I know my innate nature is to be a nurturer and to take care of people. I love to take care of my family. I love to take care of my kids. I love to take care of my team. I love to take care of my friends. I love to take care of things. But we also need to take care of ourselves. And I think when you are really good at taking care of things and other people and loving things and loving other people, you often forget to love yourself. And so one of my challenges for you as we go into the weekend and as you are looking to level up or evaluate your current peer group and get to where you want to be, the only way you are ever going to attract real, authentic, beautiful souls that you're deeply going to connect with is if you learn who you are and you show up authentically to this group, to these people. And I really, truly believe that that starts with learning how to love ourselves. What is it that makes me happy? What is it that feeds my soul? What is it characteristic-wise that I find attractive in another human being? What are things and energies around people that I find a priority to have in my life? If this is something that you can't really think about right off the top of your head, I would highly, highly encourage you this weekend to spend some time in a journal and think about these things. I'd love to know what is really important to you when seeking out a peer group, when seeking out friendships, when seeking out a community. What is it that you need that feeds your soul? Because we have to start here. If we look to just go into a community and just try to figure out ways to fill up everybody else's cup, girlfriend, 3 weeks into this thing, you're going to be so exhausted because you're not being stimulated by the things that help fill your cup. Know what those are. Seek those things. As women, often I think we are like, we seek to serve and then it will come back to us. But I think a lot of us have a hard time drawing the line on how much serving that is before somebody turns around and pours into you. If this is something that you struggle with, that you're kind of like, I don't even know where to start with this, Tanya, I have no idea. What makes you happy? What makes you smile when you close your eyes and you just think? What's your biggest joy? What makes you excited? It doesn't have to be a particular person. It doesn't have to be a particular thing. It could be a smell. It could be a feeling. It could be a color. Senses are huge, and I think we often try to put a sense and label it onto a person, but it can just be that. Maybe quietness is something that you love. I know that is a huge one for me. I'm actually home alone right now, and it's so quiet in my house, and I love it. And it's okay to love quietness. It's a great time for you to be able to process things and not feel like you're having to do, but just be. I'd love it if you could share what you have journaled about and what you actually find out about yourself through our Facebook group at Ladies Kickin Ass. And if it's something that you're kind of struggling with and you're like, I don't even know where to start, pick up a copy of the book Worthy by Jamie Kern Lima, who I'm so excited I get to go see again as she is the main speaker at Powerhouse Women this weekend. But pick up a copy of that book and read it. Challenge yourself to read it. Better yet, download the Audible and let her read it as you follow along because you will mark the shit out of your book. if you're on a mission to level up a peer group. Ladies, you are important too. We're all important. We all have things that we need in our lives. It's not always about what everybody else needs. We also have to realize that we are, although kicking ass and building businesses and doing cool stuff in the world, we are not those things. We are a person in that thing, but we cannot attach our identity to our business, to our kids, to our spouses, and to our accomplishments, and better yet, to our failures. Because we are individuals that are worthy of love and positive energy always. It's not something that you chase. It's not something that you earn. It's not something that people give to you. It's not something that they have to prove. You're worthy of loving yourself, and no matter what your circumstance looks like. You're worthy of having incredible friends around you, no matter what your circumstance looks like. You are always worthy of changing what that looks like for you too, no matter what anybody says. My challenge for you this weekend is to take a life audit on the people that you spend the most time with. And if they're not going in the direction you're going, find people who are. And if you're having a hard time with that, or you want to come aboard and join in with Ladies Kickin Ass and our Badass Inner Circle group, please, please, please check out the link at the top of the show notes here and join the wait list. It's going to be so incredibly awesome. And if you want new business besties that will turn into life besties, this is a great place to find it. I can't wait to meet you all inside. And until next time, keep kicking ass, ladies. Thanks for being part of the Ladies Kickin Ass community. Cheers to all you badass women out there. Keep rocking your power, igniting your fire, and making waves in the service industry. If you loved today's episode, please do me a quick favor. Take a screenshot, post it, and tag us at Ladies Kickin Ass. Be sure to include the link to your favorite episode. Your support in spreading the word means the world to us as we aim to empower even more women. Hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more kick-ass episodes. And don't forget, a 5-star review is the ultimate high five. Connect with us on social media. All the links are in the show notes. Thank you for being part of our tribe. Now go kick some serious ass, lady.